So today is a time that I want to talk to you about. When is it time to let go of who you were and focus on the now? Have you ever felt like your resume is weighing you down instead of lifting you up? I had 10 years in healthcare and then 20 years in real estate. And now I'm a life coach and instructor and motivational speaker. And I was like kind of trying to handle all of this. And I wanted to ask you guys, so when do you stop introducing yourself as who you used to be and start owning who you are right now? And I see this problem a lot with a lot of my clients. They have this long resume of all this experience, of all this, work experience, these skills that they've acquired along the years, and all of a sudden now they're in a different position right now. So how do you really start to envelop and change those things? Okay, so how do you start to really like focus, because I know it bothered me for a little bit. I'm like, who am I supposed to introduce myself as? This is what I do. This is what I do right now. I know that I've gained all this experience from the past, and now I'm at this point right now that I know how to facilitate a workshop. I know how to navigate and be, train others and create curriculum. I know how to, speak and moderate. I know all those things. And I'm very comfortable at being a life coach. It's simple and easy for me. So when is it time to kind of just let go? And here's the things that I came up with. The first thing is, the main points are, and listen to this, and I want you to tell me if I'm wrong or not, let me know, is number one is identity versus experience. A lot of times when I was listening to my clients, right, and they were like, I don't know what I want to do, but I have all this experience and I want to put all this down. I want to make sure everybody knows that I've done this. And their resumes are very long. They're long, completely long, but it's not there now. So what I've learned is my identity versus my experience is so very important. You see, our past is part of our story, but it's not the whole story. You don't need to erase what you did, but you don't have to live there either. If you are currently in a situation that your life has changed and those experiences have made you better, there's no need to have to worry about letting everybody know what you've done or what you've created or what you've experienced. We go through that. I did all this work and now I'm here living in the now. I am now a life coach. I am now, a moderator. I am now a facilitator. But I want everybody to know that I used to be in real estate and I did this for 20 years. And I had a great career, and I want people to know it, And I think what my problem, I'm just talking about me, is that I wanted to hold on to that. I wanted to hold on to the fact that, I had these experiences and I didn't want to let them go. I didn't want people not to know that I knew this stuff, Hold on a second. I had to put my cold pad on my little thing here. So I needed to let people know that. And I think that was part of my, what was going on with me. So the second thing is why we hold on. Why do we hold on to all of this stuff, right? Why do we hold on to what we used to do? And instead of embracing the now, why do we hold on to that? Is it because conversation? If people walk up to us and say, "Oh, I want to buy a house. Do you want to be part of that?" And I always think that, I'll keep my license, available, pay for it every year, and every 2 years, I'm sorry, every 2 or 4 years. And that way, if somebody comes across and says, oh, they want to buy a house, I can do that for them. But do I really want to do that? Is that my now? What I found out is why we hold on to everything and all those experiences that kind of envelop our identity or try to include it in our identity is that it feels safe. It's validating, right? And people get it. That's what it is. It's more or less being in a safe space that they know you as the real estate lady. They know me, not you, but they know me as the real estate lady, and it's safe to say, and then explaining it to them later, be like, well, what do you do? And I'd say, I'm a life coach, and then it doesn't feel safe. Like they know me as this. They know me as a community advocate, so it feels safe for me to say that, right? But when you're changing or when you're conforming to your now, it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable because you have to get outside of your comfort zone, right? And being in your comfort zone does not give you breakthroughs, does not allow opportunities to come to you. If you are in your now, and let's just say, like for me, I am in my life coach season, I am in my, public speaking, I am in my workshop facilitations, I am there. If I try to embrace all the other experiences, I miss out on the opportunities of my now. Yeah. I knock them out the box and I don't get those opportunities of the now because that's not the now. And I'm gonna tell you, one of my friends was buying a house, looking for a house. So she called me, of course, and she's looking for a house. And she finally she listened to my advice. So she went with this one house, and it was less than what she wanted, but it was what she wanted. She realized what I was saying. Okay. And so I got back in touch with her, and she says, no, you are doing something different. This is exactly what she said to me. You are doing something different right now. I got the house that I had to realize that I had to downsize, just like you said. And I got the house, and I'm putting the deal together with this real estate agent, and that's okay. She says, I listened to everything you said. It's not that I disrespect you. I know that you're in a different season. This is what she said to me. So I tried to get upset and try to get hurt, and I was like, why am I getting upset for her to do something that she wants to do? I'm in a different space right now. What's going on? And I had to realize why I was holding on to this. It's because my ego wouldn't let it go. Really wouldn't let it go. So yes, I've had those experiences. Yes, I've done those things. It's like, here's the thing. I worked at a radio station and I was a receptionist, right? I don't bring that up in conversation, right? It's those things that make us feel bigger than who we our ego, make our ego feel good that we do these things. We don't want to admit that. It's identity versus experience. But our identity really is, and I could tell you across the board of all that I ever did, I was always an instructor. I was always a trainer. I was always a public speaker, and I was always a coach across the board. My experiences were different, but all of those things happened easily, and they came easy for me to do because it's part of my identity. And that's what we have to remember. The third, there's signs that it's time to let go. Signs that it's time to let go. What I noticed is I hesitated to tell people what I do now. That meant it was time for me to let go of what my experiences were. I started to defend that I was a life coach. I started to defend or, navigate people, help people navigate. How did you go from this to that? And I was constantly doing that, constantly doing that. The third thing is I started leading from my past instead of my passion. Yeah, I led from the real estate version part of it instead of my passion, which was my passion was coaching individuals or public speaking or instructing and training. That's what I really did is instructed and trained. So I when those were the signs that it was time for me to let go. So if you see these signs in yourself, right? Every time you announce what you are doing now, it's time to let go of the past and embrace your now and say, this is where I am now. You've probably already been there. It's just that you started to identify all those roles with who you were and that they weren't you. They were just experiences that you had. Same for me. So, how do you transition with grace? Number one is rewrite your story. I spent years helping people in healthcare and real estate. Now I help people transform from the inside out. You see how I rewrote the story? You see that? I love it. I love it. I spent years helping people in healthcare and real estate. And now I help people transform from the inside out. Number one thing to do to transition with grace is to rewrite your story. Rewrite it. Make it different. Number two is stop seeing it as a career change. And it's not, it's a calling alignment. That feels better, right? Instead of a career transition, it's a calling alignment. And the last one, let your past be your foundation, not your front cover. So to your story, to your book, it shouldn't be your past should not be your front cover. It should be your foundation on how you learned from those experiences to draw out all of the good stuff that you are now. I know. I said the same thing. I was like, wow, this is mind blowing. Mind blowing to me. Mind blowing. Okay, so what are some practical steps? What are some practical steps that you can do to redefine yourself, right? Practical steps. Number one, redefine your bio, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, etc. I can't tell you how many times I redefined myself on LinkedIn. And you know what? I didn't care. I was finding myself, I was pinpointing who I was and how I did it. I was pinpointing my now. Redefine your bio on LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. 2, practice the 30-second who am I now intro. I love that because it helped me kind of get where I needed to go. The same thing I just told you. I spent years helping people in healthcare and real estate. I now help people transform from the inside out. That is practice a 30-second I am now intro. The third one is surround yourself with people who see your present purpose. That is so monumental because as human beings, we also remember when we see people grow and we see people move to their next level, we remember when they weren't that great. And we kind of use that, oh yeah, they probably are not going to make it because I remember when. But that's really none of your business. is if they're there now and they're doing a great job and they're doing what they're doing, it's really none of your business. Either cheer them on, inspire them, or don't say anything. It's none of your business. Just stay away from it. If you got, like my mom used to say, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Don't even give a face. You know what I'm saying? So, what am I saying with this whole 15 minutes of this is your past to you, your past built you, but it doesn't bind you. You don't need permission to evolve. You just need to own your now. So I'm saying to you, whatever you're doing right now, own it, redefine it, and rewrite your story. I hope I said something that helps you get to where you need to go. And this is Edna White signing off for now.